Ron, you have been center stage at the pre-fight media circus all weekend. As is usually the case, the last few days has seen the hype go into overdrive for what is being billed as one of the biggest rematches in UFC history. What is the pulse like right now in Sin City?
Yeah, guys, for the first time all week, we are under triple digits. And the only thing hotter out here than the weather are Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor's dispositions. Just when we thought we put the UFC 200 madness behind us, UFC 202 takes crazy up another notch. Now, the fight before the fight started Wednesday at the press conference. McGregor arrived 30 minutes late. Dana White didn't wait for him. And when McGregor finally sat down, Nate Diaz left early, and that's when all hell broke loose.
So we're starting without him. Yes, start respecting people's time, man. Yours, theirs, mine, theirs, David Copperfield's.
I think it's a little silly, man. Got pictures of me up in his garage with him punch me in the face. Like, what the Who does that?
Vegas traffic's heavy as well this time of year. I don't know. There must be a McGregor show going on because the place is packed out. I'm ready for whatever this man has to bring. Bring his full camp. Let me see his full camp that he was talking about. Crackhead essays. Shut your mouth. You'll do nothing. You'll do nothing. Not one of you will do nothing. Get the out here. You.
That's all right. Hey, Connor, don't throw those camp, Connor. That's a wrap. Sorry, guys. See you Saturday.
Almost lost in the main event circus is a light heavyweight title eliminator fight that would make the Fighters Union happy as #1 ranked contender Anthony Johnson faces #2 Glover Teixeira.
I'm not really focused on John. You know, hell, before I get to Daniel, I got to get past this beast that's to my left over here. That's a Brazilian killing machine.
We don't have to be here and promote fight and talking, with each other. We show the way we fight. We come in the middle of the octagon and we throw bombs.
Y'all stop talking about Daniel and John. I got to fight Glover, man. I'm tired of hearing that name.
I heard that Dan already say that they winning this fight to fight for the title. I don't know what's going on with John Jones, and I don't really care either.
Thursday's open workouts were less chaotic. Both fighters addressed the gong show from the day before and took their usual shots at each other.
I was in fear of my life yesterday. Bottles were coming flying. I was ducking. It was just self-defense on my part. So I don't know. I was afraid for my life.
If a mother comes in with his team like the head honcho, I'm going to let you know that we got a whole game ready to ride. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good.
Team Diaz. And if you're down with Team Diaz, then you too.
And with the drop of the mic, Conor McGregor was off. But guys, that press conference was a ticking time bomb. Both fighters showed up with an entourage of 20-plus people. That was a bad sign from the beginning. I do give the UFC credit. They took action following the event. They banned any teammates or non-licensed personnel from events related to UFC 202. But it was a crazy scene, Mauro. Bottle flew directly over my head, but I've got quick moves.
Hey, Ron, I know for a fact that's not what Bruce Lee meant when he said to be like water. What other fallout will we expect from what transpired at the final press conference? Are we expecting more disciplinary action from the likes of the Nevada Commission?
Yeah, Mauro, we're making light of the situation, but this is extremely serious. Dana White has already said that someone was injured at the press conference, which could result in a lawsuit, and expect McGregor, Diaz, and possibly some of the entourage to receive major fines. Remember in 2014, when John Jones and Daniel Cormier battled it out at a press conference, Jones was fined $50,000, DC $9,000. Nevada State Athletic Commission does not play around with this type of situation, and I spoke to their executive director, Bob Bennett, yesterday. He said they are currently reviewing the video evidence, and they will discuss this coming up in their meeting in September, but he feels that these two fighters could be fined, suspended, or even have their licenses revoked. And once they present the evidence to the Attorney General, they will decide if legal proceedings should move forward. And guys, we might actually see criminal charges filed. UFC 200 was a wild, unpredictable roller coaster ride, and that was before the landmark Double Zero event even began. When the drama finally moved inside the octagon, the deepest fight card in promotion history delivered several memorable fights and produced some intriguing storylines.
It is the end of one crazy week here in the UFC.
Anderson did this on 2 days' notice, so all respect to him.
Bouncing back from his first defeat in 10 years, Jose Aldo captured the interim featherweight title and set up a much-anticipated rematch with nemesis Conor McGregor.
Make no mistake, I am the undisputed 145-pound UFC champion, and I will continue to dominate that division. I have other business that I must handle first.
We could fight right now if he wanted to. And we're just gonna have to see if he's gonna keep his word, and if he doesn't show up, then I'm just gonna have to see him somewhere else to fight him.
Less than 8,000 people were in the arena when UFC 1 went down in Denver, Colorado in 1993. 23 years and 199 shows later, close to 20,000 packed the T-Mobile Arena for a record $10.7 million gate. If the promotion continues to stage shows like they've been doing the past few years, UFC 300 will likely go down in 2024. And if Dana White and company learned anything from the 200 experience, it's have a plan B, C, and D. In Las Vegas, Ron Kruk for Inside MMA.
Athletically, it's not easy keeping up with the Joneses. Defensive end Arthur Jones helped the Baltimore Ravens win the Super Bowl last season. And his brother, UFC champion John Jones, is well on his way to becoming the most dominant light heavyweight in MMA history.
How important were sports for you guys growing up?
Oh man, it was everything. Coming from Endicott, New York, there's not much to do there.
The study has enrolled nearly 400 active and retired fighters with the goal of evaluating up to 650 by its completion. In Washington, D.C., Ron Kruk for Inside MMA. Welcome back to Inside MMA. Ron Kruk in beautiful Zagreb, Croatia, where on Saturday night, the Glory World Series kicks off their 2014 season with a card that mixes a new generation of stars with some kickboxing legends. In the main event, two icons meet when three-time K1 Grand Prix champion Remy Bonjasky takes on Mirko Cro Cop, who will be making his Glory debut in his native Croatia. Bonjasky got his first victory in 1995, and after almost 20 years in the ring, the Flying Gentleman announced this will be his final bout. This is the Ultimate Fighting Championship, a billion-dollar business that routinely sells out arenas worldwide, and it's where fighters make their fame and fortune. On the opposite end of the MMA spectrum is the Underground Combat League, where local heroes aren't fighting for a paycheck, but rather glory and honor.
Making a living fighting in the UFC, Tyron Woodley is no stranger to violence. However, the destruction and rioting in his hometown of Ferguson, Missouri, hit Woodley harder than any punch he's received in the octagon. Now Woodley is helping to raise awareness to the social issues facing his town and bring back hope to his community.